Greetings and welcome back. So it is the early morning and we're here in Sosogi. I'm starting up on the brewery there in the main part of town. I'm not sure I like the placement, but again, really nice that I can change it anytime I want. Today our goal is to build a number of places and also finish up that quest line in Aratani. Now, as well, I'd like to get some dynasty points. Where are we sitting at? 8? Not enough. Obviously, we also have to take care of our people and find more villagers as well. Now, I want to show you how to change things up in these houses. If you haven't already, this is kind of just a little how-to on this easy one. If we want to change the wood type, oops, sorry, I press E to modify, and I want to set this up as premium conifer. I'll click that. Now, it's going to say that we have premium conifer, and I do not have to do that for every wall. Once I do it one time, the entire structure is going to be premium conifers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, I'm going to finish that up. And the goal here, of course, is that I want to, if you haven't already for yourself, I want to show you what the different ones look like when you have the different wood types, so you can see, is it worth it to just kind of go for these premiums or not? Because it does cost your worker a lot of time, and it is not always easy to find the trees for it. You may not even want to take them down depending upon where they are at anyhow. For this, we will finish up our build, and then we'll head off for the day. You can already tell that the texture is a little different. So I'm going to have two buildings next to each other. I'm going to have the premium conifer right here by the coastline. Now you'll notice it does say any planks for these ones right here. So in the event that you really like the way that something looks, my recommendation is if you think that the premium conifer is going to be a thing you like the look of, then let's drop those planks off. Because I don't want it to pull any plank out of my inventory right now. I want it to only pull ones that I have a lot of. Right now I have a lot of deciduous, and I'm good with that. So it can use any plank here, and it won't change the appearance because, again, it says any plank. So it doesn't matter the type, it just matters that we're here. The appearance has already been made, by the way. So as far as we're concerned, we're done. We don't need to use the specialized planks anymore because anytime it says any plank, it's pulling anything it can, and it doesn't change the texture style. Ah, yes, and that's going to be our common problem here, is that it's time to have better hammers. Let's go for this. I do have things in my inventory to craft. Again, I have my general storage right here to make it simple. But let's make ourselves a better hammer. We've been sitting here getting by on the basics. We can't build steel. Any plank? Okay. And straw. Let's go for it. Now I have an iron hammer. And I believe I also needed an axe. We'll need steel, so that's okay. And it'll be way more efficient when we start to make those. I don't need an adze, and I think... Oh, I still need my pickaxe. I broke my pickaxe, so we will need one more item. There we go. Now we're going to go back into our storage and realize that we are very low on iron, so it's time to take care of that. We used up our leather, and I have some more leather cooking. And if you haven't already looked into that idea, the iron... Oh yeah, I still have my standard stone axe. I also dropped some water buckets down here, which can be crafted using any planks at the woodworking station, the carpentry station at the woodworker's hut. I got some water because I know that we're getting to a point where I need to start thinking about the end of season. Let's go back to our home. Now we have an iron hammer, which will allow us to finish this up. This is our deciduous, and you can kind of look already and see a difference in the texture style. There we go. And then for the roof, I'm gonna need to chop down a couple trees in the area just to finish these up. Also going to need some more planks on the inside and firewood as well. But I do believe that we have firewood just kind of sitting around. Logs, not so much. The problem here with the way that I'm building and the expansion that I'm going for here, going so quickly, I go through logs like they are going out of style. We need way more. Sorry for the view. Let's go in here. That'll be a better view. Rather than watching the grass flop across the screen the whole time. That's not ideal. We need a couple trees. This is a nice coastal area. It's going to be pretty. I think that we can get away with taking a few of these trees in this area. I do want to be a little choosy. I'm kind of trying not to steal all of the beauty from this area. I don't want to have all the natural beauty taken away just because I need trees and I don't want to walk very far. So what we're going to do here is we're going to listen to our cat in the background deciding that she does not like the chair there. We're going to chop these down. That gets us... There we go. Oops, don't want to do that. I'm going for sticks because I need more arrows. These seem not well placed. I think I can see a pathway through here in the future. Sorry for that rapid swing. There we go. Starting to get a little more cognizant of my motions. And, oops, that was a swing and a miss. Let's go for that, and as I said, I am going to need... I do need some more things. Now, we haven't gone on a wander in a while. Well, that's not true. We went to Aratani, but we did a lot of fast traveling. It was not a lot of wandering. That was a lot of fast traveling. We did a little bit of walking around for some things. I think now, though, we'll finish this up, and then... Oh, there's some eggs back there. I'll come back for that. This is going to be something in the future. Now, with our setup here, got a couple logs just sitting here. That's great. Let's finish this out. We are going to need some firewood. I do think that I have firewood just waiting for me. Now, again, one of the best parts about having these general storages in a location that's nearby, when you remember where you are, is that I can just come in here and snag stuff. Okay, we do have a thing worth thinking about at this moment. My population. I don't have people working. That's a problem. Let's assign this person a job. I want them working the water field. Now, what do we want to grow, though? I think rice is worthwhile. It does say max. I do need to equip the seeds. Do I not actually have rice bags? There we go. I do have rice bags. It says 9. Now, 9 is the maximum that I have in that field because the size of the field is 9. I think it might be worth double checking that, though. I think we should do that before we get too crazy here. Let's finish our houses up and look at the appearances and then decide where we want to go from there. Now, straw things take a while. Unfortunately, I'm kind of hoping that they do something about... maybe with straw items and things like this, you can do less swings to get done with the thing. I think that'd be really nice. When you're sitting there making straw furniture and you're having to constantly swing, 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 it does get a little tiring to just be sitting here staring. I would love something like a fast build option for this, since I don't need to see him swing the hammer 10 times just to make one sleeping mat. We'll head over here. Make our other one. Making cooking pots is going to be a big deal at some point here, so I probably will go through and get ourselves some iron when we're out and about. It's worth deciding where we want to have a village in the future here. I love that we're building Sosogi. We're rising from the ashes, right? Like, that was the point of this playthrough. The goal here was to bring Sosogi back and imagine our character coming from the Ikoiki rebellion and starting fresh here. And I believe that we're doing a good job of getting this village brought back to its former glory. My guess is we're bringing it beyond the former glory. Alright, with that, a quick break to say, this is what the conifer looks like. Take a moment and you kind of look at the grains, you look at how it looks here. This is our basic conifer. This is our deciduous. Side by side, you can kind of see differences. I don't see a lot of difference, honestly. Not a ton. There's a little bit of difference to the grain. I want to say that, but I don't really see it, honestly. And then the premium conifer. Side by side, looking at them, I mean, this looks a little kind of like rotting out, and this looks a little nicer, like a little cleaner. It does appear cleaner. This I can see. Like that, I think you can see. The premium conifer definitely stands out, so I like that. And that's probably where the route I'm going to go as we get into the future here, is that I'll probably be focusing on premium conifer in our new village area. We still don't have enough rot yet, so we're still working on that. I'm going to say that we need to demolish this field. I am ready for us to start from scratch there. I also think that this needs a little bit of a facelift. I think we're going to do this. Ah, good call. It is not allowed because I have a person assigned to it. So let's change your job. We'll send you the drying rack now just because it's a thing we can do. So I clicked on change job, clicked on drying rack. When I couldn't assign anything, I just pressed escape. Or just escape. Let's get this thing destroyed. Now that unfortunately means I lost all of my resources. Oh, dear me. Still gotta remember that when I have a hammer out, it's right click that changes things. And now we go to village structures, we'll go farming, and then we'll do a water field. I like the appearance of this area. And by the way, last night I took and I used my kama to cut out some of the Alulia grass from different areas, just because I didn't want it sitting around there. And now what we're going to do is let's imagine this as kind of our farming area. We want to go village structures, farming, do a water field back here. Now let's see here, I kind of want to make it go over to this area. Maybe we'll do a field in the back, a small field back here. That's awesome. Now what will that be for us? That is a 10, so that's a 2 by 5. That is a 15. I can't do that because of the rocks, is it? I kind of want to do that there, though. I do kind of want to build up here, so we're going to do this. Let's get rid of this thing. It's in the way. You can tell that my character is hungry, and that's going to slow down our stamina regeneration. Not too concerning at this time, since I'm not really doing a lot of hard work that requires me to do quick stamina regeneration, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. But we will feed him. He's not going to starve. Not going to be like in Medieval Dynasty where I starve our poor guy. There we go. That's a 7 by 3. That gets us 21. That would get us 28. Now, height-wise, that thing's going to be way up there. This will get us 18. That's not bad. This can get us 24. This will be a wide field. Oh my, look at the size of that beast. Alrighty, let's get our guy on this one. I hope that produces enough for us. We will see. That is our goal. Have I already done research into this? Oh yeah, I actually have. Now the trick is, I need to remember how much actually happens. I think it was 31 is the most that you can do. Field size of 24. Now, is that a 24? It was a 24. So apparently we can go farther. Oh good, that's good news. We may just have to. Let's take out these stones. We aren't going to need these here. And then what we can do is we can... Might have been a good idea to do a couple water areas here. Make kind of like an interesting area for our fields. Now obviously if I was growing a real crop, I wouldn't leave these trees sitting here to block the sun. That wouldn't be the smart move. But I will... Oops, I said water field. That is not what I want. I want land field. And keep in mind you can always right click if you think, ooh, I didn't want that. We'll restart that. Let's go as big as we can. Not enough resources. I need sticks. Okay, fine by me. Let's get more sticks. That's one thing that is notable for this, is that when you want to build fields, land fields cost you sticks, water fields cost you stone and clay, so you will go through resources when you're making your fields. We are going to build Sosogi up and just have some nice kind of building all around areas, or all around buildings. Let me start that again in proper language. I want to have it have all around. It just needs to make sense, right? I want to have all around structures that just make sense. We're not going to spend all of our time in Sosogi because I do want to build a new village, but I'd like to get up to the next dynasty level before we consider that one. With this stuff here, we have gotten a lot of good resources for sticks. I do want to also, before leaving the area, equip ourselves with more arrows, since we probably are going to try to hunt while we're out and about. Wouldn't be bad to have more leather. That's a good thing to have on hand. Now let's build our field, and let's go heavy on this one. Let's see what our person can do. 16 sticks, 20 sticks, that's a 5 by 4. Let's go over 30. Let's see what we can do for over 30. 35. Let's see what they can do. I want to see how much they can actually do. So go Toyamo, and we're going to assign you to our new land field, which is at the bottom. Go figure, all of the newer ones are going to be at the bottom. Now, what would be a good thing to have? Maybe I should do soy, because it only works in... Oh, well, better not do soy. Here, it clearly does not grow in autumn. We are in autumn. I can do wheat. I can do millet. I can do ginger. Let's do wheat. Oh, I need a wheat bag, and I do know I have a wheat bag. Okay, so he can only handle 25. So it turns out that my placement of this one for 24 is not bad. They only can handle 25 at a time. It's okay, we can leave that there sitting as it is. It's going to be alright. And I have a number of logs sitting here that we can put into this structure so we can get it a step closer to being completed. And this is the brewery. We need so many logs for these things. Alright, with that, we are... I really want to use up some of these planks. And I can do that anytime I like, but not when I'm on camera. Alright, that's a good place to be. Sticks, though, I need for my arrows. I need stones. I do have stones. And I don't need planks at this time. We do have meat that we can deal with here. How's our bow looking? Our bow is awesome. Double check our well. Did we get all of our water? We have retrieved our water. Sticks and stones. Ooh, I forgot feathers. But I didn't have the general storage in my main view. I kind of walked right by it. Now we need our feathers. Oh, I do have the feathers in there. My fault. I apologize. I didn't look carefully to see that. I absolutely love the Hunter's Lodge. And as far as building a village is concerned, I love the idea of having that be the watchtower, right? It just looks like it's a watchtower. Let's do 20 arrows so we can get ourselves ready to go. Then we're going to go borrow our same person's cooking pot, and we're going to cook up some food in their house. I did want to just double check that whole decoration setup. I wanted to have y'all see. And when I look at that, honestly, my new village, it's gonna all be premium conifer planks. And keep in mind, you only have to have the premium conifer planks for the side walls. Everything else is just whatever plank you want. Just go for it. So you don't have to be choosy for that part. Oh, let's see here. I need to double check something. So this is the thought here. Fresh time of 2. I'm not cooking these. So the reason for that is that I want them to rot. This is me saying if I let this stuff rot, that means that I will have rot on hand that I can finally make the fertilizer bucket. I'm a little behind on that because I didn't actually let things decompose. I just didn't have a lot of stuff sitting around rotting. We'll have our character eat, and then it's time to do an overland journey and start making choices. I am going to make a suggestion to you as you go across this overland journey, and that is that you, number 1, make sure you eat. I'm going to drop off some of this food here. Now, not all of it, though. We'll drop off, let's leave, I want to sell 10 of it. I like to have meat on hand because it sells for such ridiculous money. It's just such an easy way to get coin. And if you find boars when you're out and about, it's great. It's the way to go. I need to drop off these things in the general storage. Sticks I can carry with me. I don't mind that, because what if I break a tool that I don't have a replacement for? There's my planks. Okay, that's the thought. I'm taking a lot of planks with me. And the reason why I'm going to take all these planks with me is that it's going to be finishing small project time. I'm going to also bring a stack or 2 of bamboo, because it generally takes bamboo. As a matter of fact, I might as well bring the sticks. Straw, it would not be a bad idea to have straw. They generally don't take bark, and they generally don't take firewood, and they don't take charcoal. They do take stone, so it would not be a bad idea to carry stone as well. Alright, that being the case, do we have enough stuff to make this a productive and fruitful journey? I think we do. I do want iron. That's definitely a concern. This is a watering bucket for the fields. There's the soy. Yeah, I can't grow that yet. And here's some grasses. Let's see. We'll take out our kama, and we will go forth, and we will chop grass. Oh. This patch is okay to go. I don't really need it to stay here. I can always replant later. By the way, you can definitely use your shovel and plant things in the future. So that is a thing you can be in charge of doing later. You can redecorate the area. Sorry for the wild swings of the screen. I gotta get used to the speed at this one. There we go. And let's drop this stuff in here. And I'll retrieve straw. Now I have straw in hand. Now, we plan our journey. This is a project that was finished. This is a project. Now, what kind of bridge are you is the question. I bet you that's a small bridge. I bet you it is. This is probably a watchtower. This is going to be a small bridge right here, and this is an ideal one to do. Since it's right outside of Segi, this one is also right outside of Segi. These are ideal to take care of first because they don't take as many resources. Ooh, and that's that Aratani. Now, as I recall, that one's done except for the seasonal change. That being the case, it looks like I have one, I have two, I have three small bridge projects that I can just be done with. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to double check. We have a number of planks. We're doing great on planks. Let us go and let us head to Segi. And at Segi, we're going to do a couple things. First things first, it is going to be worthwhile for us to find the carpenter or the wood seller. Wood trader, pressing F. Oh yeah, that's what we want. We're gonna, oops, that's right, you have to click E to sell, and then we'll drag it, and then we'll say accept. Now that's 180 coin, and I'm going to buy all of your planks for 80. I just turned all of my meat into less work for me later. These only cost 4 to buy, and the reason that I buy the planks is that it takes way less time for me to buy planks than it does for me to go chop it. This is a problem, because sticks for 2, no, that's really not worth it. These planks for 6, it depends. It's up to you what you think is worthwhile and what's not for this kind of thing. That's the wood trader. We also can go to the carpenter, who will also sell us logs. See where he ended up. Hunting trader, don't need that. No, that's Fujichi. No, he's not my guy for a log. Alright, it's back in here. There's the woodworking area. Oh, he is there. Oops. Okay, they're both here. Oh, that's convenient. Now, the carpenter has these... Oh, and this is nice. These are the paper, the premium deciduous. So it's not the paper. Never mind. I want to figure that one out. Getting the paper stuff done. I'm okay buying more planks here, since I can make back 80 coin in an instant. Just go hunting a little bit. I'm not going to buy the logs, though. That's not going to pay off in the end. Love the boat. Very nicely done. Very cool, gentlemen. Oops. I've got to go. Sorry. That was me misclicking. And you have the same stuff as before. We do have a quest to finish. Yes, indeed. But we do have... There it is. Look at that. That's exactly what I was hoping for. That's a small bridge project. We'll take out our hammer. Basic structures. Small project. It doesn't really matter where you place it, but I have this thing about not blocking the way. You'll notice that it always requires logs. Yep, that's a problem. That's okay. We're in Segi. We have tons of logs all over the place. If you don't want to take out some of the trees in the surrounding area, you can also go dig up the stumps that are over in the kind of back area near where you hunted for boars. It's a great area to just kind of clear out. And I've definitely done that before because I like not taking over the environment and taking down the trees in the environment. But this time around, we're going to go across and we are just going to take out trees in the environment. Where is that? I already got rid of my stone axe. It's been used up. The iron axe is fine. It does a good enough job. But honestly, it's when you get to steel that it really matters. Since this axe does not last... It lasts longer than the stone axe, but it's not... I mean, it is good. And with some of your skill upgrades, I'm curious to see what comes up next when we get the update. I'm curious how they work with the actual progression system in that. And I hope they mean progression system for skills as well as for buildings, since the skill tree right now is really limited, obviously. And it's something that would be fun to expand on and see more options for. As well, it's something that I'd really love to see is the rethinking on how you get your buildings. It's nice to get the dynasty points, and yeah, it's cool. You get to do some work to gain more buildings, but some of them seem out of place, and just like, well, why can't we just have this right off? The steel, getting steel right away is going to be great. I'm excited for that. Oh, here we are. We're already at a spot where we're full on logs. If I was thinking ahead, I would have made myself actually do the bridge project on the other side. But it's okay. We'll get through it. Boom. Now, we're going to change resources. We're going to add planks, and we're going to hold E, and there are 40 planks in there. Now we're going to change resource. We're going to add logs, or hold E. 9. Not bad. Got to kind of jump because the depth here is significant. And we'll go over and grab our logs. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 4 out of 11. Well, we are by a giant forest. I think we'll be okay. We'll chop these down, and we'll get things done. Getting a lot of feathers while we do this. Every time you chop down a tree, you get some feathers, which is fantastic. And we'll go down here, we'll chop down some more trees. And of course the goal is we'll finish up this project. Now as we finish it up, that means that at the end of the season, I will need to assign a worker to this. So that's kind of a thing where I'm also curious about when they switch things over. Small projects, I'm guessing the special projects will have to be completed across seasons because, you know, they're changing the map and there's a whole new thing being added. I'm guessing that's not going to be a duty that you can assign as a daily thing. So maybe that's like a special project and they don't get to produce for you for the season. Perhaps that's how they'll handle it. I'm not really sure. I am interested to see how they decide to handle that part of things, these special projects. Does it take a worker away for the entire season? I would love that. That just makes sense. Or is it just kind of like you assign this person at the end of the season, you can do a quick exploit. So that as long as I assign them right at the end of the season, they've already done all their work, they've already produced things for me, and then at the end of the season I just kind of go, haha, yoink, now you're not doing that stuff, now you're doing the special project, and I just got all the production out of you, and I got a small project out of you. There you go, done. One small project, done. Now, the getting out of these rivers can be tricky sometimes. I have to jump a lot, I have to run a lot. We had one more project in the area that we could do. I do want to get some more of these trees down. Reason being, of course, is that we have so many logs to get. And with these logs, we shall build yet another small bridge project. And that will put us at Dynasty level 10, or Dynasty points of 10. It is worth saying, hey, I need to finish that Aratani quest, right? That's going to get us some more Dynasty points as well. And that'll be just fine. Oh, the iron axe was destroyed. See what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, the iron axe does not feel like a significant improvement. Honestly, what I end up finding myself doing, because it costs me 3 iron to make an iron axe, I don't tend to continue making iron axes. It just does not feel valuable to me. So instead what I end up doing is I end up... There we go. That'll take up another slot that I can use. The gobo is stale time. Shoot, we had fresh time and now we have stale time. Oh, and I forgot to put away my clay. That's the problem I have. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So I'm sitting on some stuff I did not need to carry. We'll drop that. We can always come back and find it again. Or we can always come back and get more later. Let's see here. Anything else that's sitting in this inventory that's not necessary? Grass is not a bad thing to just get rid of. I think we have another small... Ooh, that does not look like a small bridge to me. I was hoping that was a small bridge project. We may be disappointed. Let us go find out. It looks like it's a bit longer than a small bridge project. If it's longer than a small bridge project, the problem we'll have here is that it's a lot of resources. Let's see what they say. Small bridge project. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, this is interesting. You see... Oop, wrong thing. It looks like the river has kind of expanded beyond its bounds here. Interesting, huh? Right? There we go. This one we're going to care a little less. This one we're not going to be as choosy with its placement, just because, hey, this is kind of a weird area, it looks like. Now, by bringing all these planks with, again, by bringing all of these planks and having them made ahead of time, I'm just rolling through these small bridge projects and getting us in a spot where we have a bunch to do between the seasonal change and a bunch of dynasty points, therefore. That was the intention, and I think that's the execution we've got as well. We'll change our resources to planks, and we hold E, and we're done. Logs we go. 14. Not bad. I do think I left a log behind, so do I feel like I should clean up the environment a little bit? Probably shouldn't worry about it, especially when I have so many other things that I need to do. But I did leave a log just sitting here. Seems rude. And we'll go over this way. Let our stamina recover. And go from there. go for this. Ooh, a boar. Uh-oh. Boars, I don't want to get in trouble with the boar just yet. There we go. And again, what's my point of chopping these with the axe? Sticks. Homes require sticks for the walls and windows, and also the, they can also be used for our bow and arrow, or our arrows more so than our bow, and other assorted items. So the sticks are just useful. Oops, apparently I'm going to have to harvest some wineberry. We'll go for it. Just to get through the area. Alrighty, let's get this thing down and do a quick recovery on our guy. Oop, there we go. And from here... There we go, and timber! You might have just heard a cat talking to us. Boink. And now we have a cat on the lap. This cat is very indecisive. They're like, well, I want to sit on your lap, but I don't want to sit on your lap. But I do want to sit on your lap. But also, I don't. Done. That's two. That is 2 bridge projects ready to go. And that's what I'm going to suggest is a good move for y'all. Getting those bridge projects online early is great for Dynasty points, is great for you advancing quickly. And of course, they're the quickest projects since they only require 1 worker across seasons. Off to Aratani we go. We're going to use the fast travel method because otherwise we're going to be taking a long time. And the bell is right in there. It's a little ways away, and I know this river. I have tried to cross this river before just by jumping across, doing the little trick that I was doing before at the shallow parts. The small parts, the not, sorry, narrow is the word I'm looking for. But it's not easy there. This part of the river where it's wider, you really don't have a lot of bank that you can get up on. Instead, why not cross their very beautiful bridge? Well, this is Segi. This is Segi! Let's fast travel out here. Aratani, here we come. With that, where's our person? You're way over there, are you? Oh, that's right. Yes, that's our person who we're going to tell that they're welcome now. Screen is going to be getting a little darker. I apologize. Let's get ourselves out of here. Time to jump over the fence and jump down. And we'll get across here. I do not think we're eligible for seasonal change just yet, so we will finish this up. And then we'll see where we're at. I believe I'm on day 2. Well, wait. I take that back. In this game, I'm thinking, I'm overlapping things between Medieval Dynasty and this. You can seasonal change. You can seasonal change as soon as you want after 1 day. And I say as soon as you want, then I say 1 day. Right. Inconsistent there, sorry. You can seasonal change after at least 1 day has passed. Now that's very handy, because that allows you to fast forward a bit if you like. Alright, Okome. Talk to me. You can return to Aratani. Yes, I know, I won't. I can't forget how they rejected a farmer like me. If not Aratani, then maybe you join me? Yep, clear my name, of course. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed, I'll take you in my village. That's not even a question, ma'am. You go ahead and have your own home. And now you're a farmer, huh? Well, then I think I know what's going to happen to you. We're going to have you replace the Yamo. And we're going to have you still doing wheat, and we're going to see what you do. She's going to do 25, everybody does. And that's okay. And then, Toyamo, you need a job. Well, I tell you what, buddy. Do we have somebody in the smithy? No, and I'm not so sure I want that. Do we have somebody in the woodcutter's hut? We do have someone there. Woodworking table? Yeah. Not bad. I think I might put you in the hunter's area. You can be a hunter in the hunter's hut. We'll need a knife. That's a knife. And let's see what else we can have you do. We'll have you get fur? Sure. What do you get for fur? Oops. We need an iron knife. Only 6. Ooh. That's not worth it. I will take the meat then, because that translates into money. Feathers. Why not? And animal fat? No, I think we'll be fine without. So I'll have him gather a ton of feathers. Let's do that. Oh my, it is dark. Oops, and there's a boar after us. We're going to jump across and run. Now, at the nighttime, I'm noticing that the texture colors stand out more. So you're probably seeing this as well. So now I can see this garlic, like, easy. So this might be a trick. Just kind of say, hey, if you need to harvest some things and you're looking for your plant resources, maybe nighttime is the right time to run around and find them. I'd say with that, y'all, thank you for joining me. Let's look here. Japanese premium deciduous, that's something worth noting. Here's some beautiful trees for you to consider. This is a great area right here, this beautiful cliffside. Over here, I believe I already showed you all this, but there's a special no, I did not. I see that there's a question mark. I say this, and then here I am looking, and I'm like, wow, it's pretty dark out, boss man. But there it is. This is a new location I will show you on the map as well, and from there we will close out. Just a thing for you to think about. This is where my village that I had built up in my first playthrough of this game, where I maxed everything out and finished up. This is where I built my final portion of the village. This was going to be like this is where the rebellion is being fueled. So this is known as an iron mine. So this is a mother lode in the game, they call it, or an iron ore processing station, but it's also known as a mother lode when you assign. I put a small smithy and iron area here because I imagine this is like the iron sands that they used in medieval Japan and forged their weapons from. And this was going to be how we fueled our rebellion and rose against our overlords. From this area, looking out onto the coastline, we can build ships that can cart us up to the main area, and then we can travel from there if we had to. And I imagine it's building a giant harbor in time. Of course, I'm getting grand here because that's a significant amount of stuff to build. Thank you for joining me today. Always grateful to have you here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next time.